So I don't know if you heard, but the new patch actually launches
today!
even though I am like the Diablo 2 purist, like everyone likes to joke and make fun of, I am actually kind of excited to get on and play some of the new builds and some of the new stuff here today. Even though we have tried them out in the PTR, now we're going to get to play them and have them for real. And they did mention that from the last PTR to now, they're actually possibly going to be changing some of the stuff and rebalancing it even further. So today, this is a highly opinion-based video. In fact, that's all it is. I want to go over some of the new skills and the new stuff that I am most excited to try here after the patch launches later today. So if you've been watching my live streams over the last few days, I've been trying to get a Druid played through, and that's because I'm excited to try the new Druid fire skills. Now, they didn't change a ton with these except for no longer share cooldowns. The cooldowns on these fire skills were an absolute pain, because for some of them, I mean, it seemed anyways like there was a literal 10-second cooldown. I know it wasn't really that long, but when you cast one spell and you're just sitting there waiting and waiting, you can't deal any more damage just waiting for that skill button to not be red anymore so you can actually cast another spell. That in combination with some of the new level 85 areas, they're not all the greatest, but maybe just do some stuff for some variety, such as the Stony Tombs or the Arachnid's Lair. That's why I'm excited to try this new Fire Druid. Another neat aspect to the Druid is being able to summon all of these different wolves and bears and ravens and all whatnot, all those different things all at the same time. So along with trying out these new fire skills, you could go ahead and put a point here and a point there and a point there to get all these summons to add a bunch of safety, kind of in a similar way that the summon Necromancer works, just without that massively powerful corpse explosion. They really did make a lot of changes to this Druid, because even the Werebear and Werewolf Druid kind of look even more fun and a little bit more powerful than they used to be. They were essentially unused before because they just weren't quite there. So really, if you went through and played a Druid for just the cost of a respect token, or you could just use your respect Den of Evil quest, you can go ahead and try several different new builds that weren't really viable at all before the patch. So next one I'm pretty excited to kind of try out with 2.4 coming out is the Nova Sorceress. So it is crazy nostalgic just to have the Nova Sorceress going around flashing that huge high increased cast rate. A lot of people remember back in the day, those Nova Sorceress raid supreme just laying waste to entire cow levels in a matter of seconds. And in my opinion, it would be kind of fun, even though I know it's not going to be that crazy because there aren't all those glitch and hacks items, there aren't oxy rings and all that kind of stuff. But it's still going to be crazy fun to have a viable Nova Sorceress kind of without having the best possible gear in the entire game and then barely killing players one. Along with that Nova on a Sorceress, another one I'm kind of excited about, sort of, a little bit, is the Hydrosource. Now, I know if anyone's watched my channel for a little bit, and when it went down from 5 to 3%, that is quite a bit of reduction on the synergies, and when I went and tested it out with really crazy budget gear, it really didn't do all that great in my testing, in my opinion. On players of 1, it couldn't even kill Eldritch and his minions. Obviously, there's the negatives where you can't really farm Mandara with it either because there's all those carvers around them that are all immune to fire, along with the zombies that are immune to fire. So you're pretty much relegated solely to farming Mephisto moat tricking. You could also go down into the Stony Tombs and those other 85 areas, but I found that with the lowering of the synergies, it just wasn't fun in my opinion. I ended up killing way more stuff just with the synergy that was Fireball than actually the Hydras actually did. And pretty much in my opinion, if you're killing 75% of the monsters with Fireball, it's not really a Hydra Sorceress build, it's a Fireball Sorceress build. But I'm hoping, fingers crossed, look at these suckers, that they boosted that 3% back up to 5, and that maybe even the Hydra Sorceress can be fun to use like it was in Project Diablo 2. Next up is what could be a really small thing in a lot of people's opinion, but that's actually being able to make Obedience now in spears. I feel like this is a good change just because it's a budget weapon, but it is actually very good. It can have a very, very high damage. Along with that, it also has Crushing Blow on it, which everybody knows is a necessity on melee characters. So then not only is it make it easier to find a base to make that Obedience in for your Act 2 mercenary to get his damage up, any character where you use a two-handed weapon where you might go ahead and make the Obedience in a polearm, you can now have more options and get that melee weapon with a ton of damage even faster. These type of characters can include things like the Whirlwind Barbarian, like any of the Werebear, Were-Druid type of builds to get that damage up a bunch, or even a good option perhaps for the new Spirazon type of builds. I haven't tested that out yet, but hey, why wouldn't it be a good option? So saving the best for last, the thing that I'm most excited and most happy about, 2.4 patch coming out today, is bringing back the excitement to Diablo 2 Resurrected. All the people that dropped off because the patch and the launch of the latter were delayed, y'all are coming back to the community, getting those online games populated, and everyone will get out there and keep on slaying.